Number 157 in the Radiance range, and rounding out the Godfather trilogy is The Godfather Part 3, Conclusion. This, from 1978, is another epic slice of Yakuza politics, business-like sentimentalities, and utter destruction. Because power has a price, and by now, everyone is paying it. The Japanese Godfather III brings the trilogy to a close, pushing the story beyond ambition and into consequence. The fragile balance between old-school Yakuza codes and modern power-structured family collapses, leaving betrayal, violence, and shifting alliances in its wake. What began really as a story of influence becomes something more sobering, a portrait of a system eating itself from the inside.
サイパン開発の事業はいっそのこと中島組に肩代わりできないものかどうか。
This isn't about rising anymore, it's more about what's left over after that climb. This one, there is a catalyst again. We have three heads of various factions vying to become the Japanese Dawn. It's all about Saipei, where they're looking to build a kind of gambling mecca where they can make their fortune. It is a conclusion where everything will be wrapped up, but not always in a satisfying way. In that way, it doesn't rise to the kind of typical cinematic heights you would expect, but it feels more natural, truer, and although it's a little bit disappointing, it is a fitting end to this. It's not just another entry in this series. It takes the threads from the three films and they come to a head, and it really kind of gives the film a narrative weight. You could easily watch these all back to back and get one large scope of a film that is not the usual flashy style for Yakuza epics.
太平洋のど真ん中に爆死場を開いたらさぞ面白いでしょう。爆死場を?
I like so much about this, and I think because this is the final chapter, because I knew it was coming to the conclusion, it was wrapping everything up, I was starting to become more invested in everything that was going on. We've seen these characters evolve through the previous two films to see what drives them. One of my favourite characters is the Doctor, who marries into one of the families and is ultimately corrupted while still staying somewhat loyal to his profession mostly. And it's one of those characters, which is a snapshot of a character in the whole grand scheme of things, that is just fascinating. But that's not the only one that's there. There are multiple characters throughout this story that have all had their highs and lows. They've had their moments of successes, their moments of defeats, their moments of wondering where it's all going. What's the purpose of this? Why do it? And there is something really fitting, and there is a kind of resolution here. The characters seem resigned to what's going to happen. They're moving forward, but it's not with the same energy and purpose that they had before.
まさかお父さん、大山を殺さねばわしが死ぬのだ。
What I really like about this is that the machinations of the three leaders of the groups are wonderful. They're just constant mind games. They're constantly trying to outmaneuver, outguess, and look several steps ahead. It's a wonderful mind game where they don't really look at the consequences of what they're doing and the people that they are losing because of this. Whereas they could come together, they could sort things out. It's just pride, loyalty to their own factions, and this tradition that kind of drives everything here. There are lots of violence within this. It's not shocking after the first two films. It's more just expected, and that's what makes it kind of hit harder Some of the moments when it attacks is not structured, it's not a big setup, it's just vicious. It's almost kamikaze in the way it delivers it, because the people who are quickly rushing and assassinating somebody will die a brutal death. This is the kind of film where the fact that you've been shot means nothing. People, multiple, will stand over people and shoot them several times, and it's just overkill to the maximum. There's no chances here. You just get what you get, and you need to deal with it. I really enjoyed this one. I felt it was a fitting conclusion to the film. It rounded everything off, like I said, not in a satisfying way, but it didn't have to be. It's more natural the way it delivers it, a kind of sombre end to characters that we have grown with, who we are interested in, who we want to see get their comeuppance or get the successes they deserve. It may not all happen, but it's interesting watching the machinations. As I've said, production values again are just fantastic here. It feels like a big budgeted, large scope Yakuza film, and for that alone it's just a spectacle. It is a film and a series that's hard to differentiate the parts. As a complete whole, it's really great. It's something that's really interesting, but it's something that's so intricate that you need to focus on every character and what they're doing, because it moves and chops around so much that it's sometimes hard to follow. Really enjoyed it, and a good ending to this series. Let's dive into the disc, have a look at the extras. Here we are in the disc for Japanese Godfather III Conclusion. Let's go to the special features. First up, we have Koji Takada. In this conversation with his biographer, Taichi Kasuga, the scriptwriter of the Japanese Godfather Trilogy talks about the genesis of the project, adapting and diverging from the true life source material, and his thoughts on director Sadao Nakajima, filmed exclusively for Radiance in September 2025. It runs for 28 minutes 54 seconds, and I really like this one because it's a back and forth. We have someone interviewing him, asking questions, keeping him on track and keeping the information flowing freely, and it just it leads to much more information in a condensed time and a wonderful conversation. Also on this disc is a variety of teaser trailers and various things that run for 6 minutes 3 seconds. That's the extras for Japanese Godfather III Conclusion. Here we have it. We've got to the end of the Japanese Godfather trilogy. It's been an interesting journey, one that I was really happy to go along. Great performances, great extras on this set, great stars in place here giving wonderful performances. Just well-rounded and a great sort of Yakuza tale. I would love to know your thoughts on part 3 or the entire saga if you've watched it. Let me know in the comment box below whether you loved it, hated it, or feel somewhere in the middle. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box are links to Patreon, membership program, and manvfilm.com. Always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.